Welcome to Get Beyond the Buzz with your host, Susan Cromer. Join Susan and her guests as they explore the subject of medical marijuana and CBD, separating the myth from reality in the journey toward a better quality of life. It's about getting healthy, not getting high. Now, here's your host, Susan Cromer.
It's my pleasure to welcome Robert Chavez to Get Beyond the Buzz. Robert is a healthcare executive with extensive experience in clinical operations, academic medical business administration, business and strategic planning, and data analytics for decision making. As co-founder of Green Roads Wellness, Robert and the Green Roads team have contextualized CBD products as a wellness resource for targeted clinical outcomes and are educating the population on the medicinal benefits of cannabis. Prior to joining the team, Robert served in multiple capacities across the healthcare setting, including Executive Director of Business Planning and Analytics at the University of Miami Health System in Florida, with 3 hospitals, over 30 satellite facilities, and $1.8 billion in annual revenues. His nearly 20 years of healthcare management experience have delivered successes in medical education and patient safety, clinical operations, business planning and development, and executive strategy. Robert co-founded Project Lift, a business development portfolio company devoted to guiding early-stage businesses through the various steps of launch and industry acclimation. In 2014, he was named by Tech Week to the Miami's Tech Week 100 list, which honors key influencers in South Florida's tech ecosystem. Robert is one of a handful of fortunate healthcare executives practicing today who understands big data.
Okay, tell us about the, I see in the background lots of different products. I know I'm familiar with your products. You've got a lot of ways that people can consume them. Tell us some about it, please.
So we have various delivery methods, starting with the sublingual oils. And sublingual, you have the fastest delivery system to get the product into the bloodstream. It also gives the highest bioavailability, meaning how much of the actual active ingredient or CBD makes it into your bloodstream to circulate throughout the body. We have capsules, and those are ingested orally as an alternative for people that don't like the taste of the sublingual. But the bioavailability is significantly lower. So 25 milligram capsule is not the same as ingesting 25 milligram of the sublingual oil. And then we have the topicals for pain relief and for skin relief. So, and the pain relief come in a couple of strengths, but those are very effective for localized pain. So we have ingredients in the cream where the active ingredient does get delivered transdermally and right to the spot. So people that have systemic or chronic issues like arthritis or joint pain, they'll double up and use the topical ointment for immediate localized relief, but then they take the sublingual oil, and over time the anti-inflammatory agents in the CBD will reduce the swelling in the area and in all areas of the body, really. That's great. So
you mentioned other skin conditions like eczema and psoriasis, things like that. Do you have topicals for that?
Yeah, the skin relief topical is for really any skin condition that's caused by irritation or anything like that. So psoriasis is actually an arthritic condition. It's a symptom of an arthritic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that one, the best results would be taking the sublingual oil, and then for more immediate relief, using the topical ointment. But using them in tandem works the best because that's really a symptom of something internal, believe it or not. well that it's an arthritis symptom.
I had never heard that. So best way is the sublingual oil, if you just can't take the taste or whatever that for whatever reason. Now, can you put that in a drink, and swallow it, or if you don't want to put it right?
Yeah, if you swallow the oil, it's just you're not going to get as much absorption as putting it under the tongue, because under the tongue it's very vascular. So you have capillaries and blood vessels there that the product literally will go right into your bloodstream. Where if you swallow it, it's the same as the capsule. It's going to get diluted down with the acids in your stomach and everything else. So you won't get the same benefit.
Right.
The same amount.
Right. And then strength-wise, how does somebody decide what strength to get? Are there different strengths or?
So our product line, we have 3 different strengths: 750 milligrams, 1,000, and 1,500 in packaged in 30 milliliter bottles. So the strength that you see in these types of products is for the total content of CBD in the in the receptacle.
Right.
So that's a lot of confusion in the market as well, because marketers will put, our CBD is only $39.99. We see a competitor do that all the time for the same size bottle. Well, great, but you're only selling 35 milligrams of CBD in 30 milliliters of oil. So for context, to get the same amount of CBD in my 1,500 oil, that would cost you $900.
Wow.
And you would have to drink about a bottle and a half, so about 45 milliliters to get the same as 1 milliliter in mine. Now, if you translate that to what I said earlier, that much glycerin, you're going to have that.
You're not going to be feeling real right.
So then you're going to be one of those commercials with that side effect.
What would be a typical daily dose? I mean, what do you recommend? How many milligrams a day of CBD? Is there?
So maintenance, the literature says you should have, between 10 and 15 milligrams of CBD a day for maintenance for a normal, healthy person. So here with the wellness line, we're really targeting the medical community, so patients that are suffering from more severe chronic illnesses. And so they typically will start with at least 25 up to 50. And in the case of children with epilepsy, we've seen them go as high as 200 milligrams a day. And anything higher than that, our pharmacist would really recommend the capsules versus the oil for the glycerin reason.
Because of the glycerin. That's it. Yeah, I hadn't thought of the glycerin part. So for the epilepsy, that's to control the seizures, correct? Or to help to diminish those. And it is very effective. I think most of us have seen it work, and it's amazing. When you got involved in this industry, what feedback did you get from your family and friends, or what did you get any like, what are you doing kind of thing?
Yeah, considering that I come from executive level healthcare management, some thought I was crazy. I spoke to some of my mentors and friends, family, my wife, of course, and but they also know that I've always been an entrepreneur, and they just figured, well, it's another one of his ideas. He's either going to kill it or it's going to kill him. So they were very supportive, but I also have family members. So my own mom suffers from fibromyalgia. So the management world has been something that has a lot more of a personal meaning to me beyond business. And my dad is older, and so he suffers from just diseases of old age, right? The onsetting of Alzheimer's, joint pain. And so he has been anti anything marijuana his entire life, has never tried anything. And so he was a little bit put off by it, but my mom secretly started taking the oil, and it really started helping her. And so he's very frustrated with forgetfulness and things like that. So I said, hey, Dad, why don't you take this and see if it'll at least help you relax a little, so you're not such a jerk to everything. and he agreed. So he started taking it, and within a week or two, he comes over and he's crossing his legs and this and that. He's like, look what I'm doing. Like, what are you doing? And I haven't done this in years. So they had actually recommended knee replacement surgery. And he was one of those first for me that I gave it to him for one thing. And here he is like, look, I don't need my cane. And he's dancing.
That's amazing.
And I was like, holy crap, you know?
Yeah. That's wonderful.
Yeah. And coming from the healthcare world, and I do have a degree in health sciences, so I am somewhat educated in this stuff. You know, you become trained to want evidence, to need that evidence base through this proper scientific research process, right? Anecdotal is not evidence.
Right.
And so I myself wanted to try the product before I even put it into my clinics, before I even came on board with Pain Rugs. And the pain ointment was the thing that convinced me. Before going for a run, I put it on a knee that was hurting me, and before I walked out of the house, I felt better, and I wasn't sure if it was real or not. And so I went through my same process that all of our doctors are going through as they're testing it out for their patients. You know, does it work? You know, does it not? But everybody right now they're at a point that they're not trusting the pharma industry, and they want to believe in something, and they want to try something new, right? But that's not enough really for a doctor to put their license on the market.
Right.
So, you know, it's really though creating a movement, which is what I really want to do, create a movement and you know, inspire hope in people that have lost it, like I said.
Yeah. Well, hopefully testing will be more and more. I mean, you know, as things open up, I mean, it's in a weird place, but you know, there is research out there, and you know, we always tell people I know your site has things on there. Our site has things on there. We, you know, just do the research. Everybody do the research, educate yourself. Don't have to believe what we say. You know, we're not making this up, but you know, there's proof out there. There's a lot of anecdotal, but also other research from different countries as well as, you know.
So the link that I do make, and you're right, there is a lot of research on CBD. You can Google or go to PubMed and find scientific research abstracts on almost CBD and anything that you have. There is research out there. What there isn't is research on the products. So what I explain to the doctors is, look, you're going to have to make that connection. The CBD has been researched and proven beneficial. Now, I'm giving you my lab sheets that shows you the purity and the potency of my product. That's the only connection we can make right now. And that's my, you know, that's my promise to them, and you know, me putting my reputation and my career on the line, you know, just vouching for it, and it's all I can do for now. But you know what, it's really inspired more than a few doctors around the country now to start engaging in conversations around researching our product, which is exciting, you know, because that is what people ultimately want. They want to see that your product has been researched. But right now, unfortunately, because of the way the laws and politics and the pharma industry have played the game, our hands have been tied. But that connection is there, and it's real. CBD is effective, and it is providing benefit in a natural way for people.
Yeah, and so that's also what we always say is make sure you see the lab tests. You know, if a business is reputable, they're going to have the lab test to back up what they're saying. And if you've tried something, you know, CBD product, and it hasn't worked, please try something else, you know, that you see the lab work, because you probably had something that, you know, wasn't what it said it was. Just, you know, it didn't have enough of the CBD in it to be effective. You've got to have, what you said, 10 to 15 milligrams for maintenance, or what?
A day.
A day, yeah.
So also,
it's a supplement.
Be very mindful of how many milligrams of CBD total are included in the bottle that you're buying, because this stuff is very expensive. So if it sounds too good to be true, it is.
Yeah.
It was for a year before I even introduced this into my clinics. And, you know, you'd be surprised the stuff that you found sending it out to labs. Some of this stuff was not even hemp oil. They're selling you vegetable oil.
Yeah. And that's it. And, you know, obviously too, if people are sick and taking it, they, you know, if they're immunosuppressed or whatever, they have to be careful, because, you know, you want to make sure there's no mold and pesticides or whatever in the product as well. So yeah, it's a big learning curve. It's not, you know, that's why again, we're doing what we're doing here, is just to, you know, try to get people to understand that it does work, to, you know, how to buy it, and how to use it and what to use it for. And because a lot of the doctors, I'm in a non-medical, well, basically it's, not a medical marijuana state. It's, I think, for just end stage relief and things like that, Parkinson's maybe. But, we've got a long way to go, and people are always like, oh, I didn't know I could get that, and I was like, yeah, this is legal. This is fine. And when they understand it's from hemp, that in their mind, makes it okay because they see they're not going to get high and that kind of thing. So it's just getting over that whole, stigma, big stigma. Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to be winding up pretty soon, but tell me how has this impacted your life, that you getting involved with CBD and medical marijuana? What impact has it had on you? What have you seen?
Tremendous. I actually, I wrote a letter to the team a couple of weeks ago, actually, my update, because we're in the middle of our soft launch right now, and I just wanted to give an update of where we were. And, I stated in the letter that in my 20-year career in healthcare, and I've done some great things in safety, in access to healthcare to people that previously didn't have access, in different countries, a lot of things that were gratifying and beneficial, for the greater good, but nothing prepared me for this journey. This has been just incredible. Like I said, the feedback you get from patients and just seeing it, seeing, like I said, my own parents.
Seeing the difference, yeah.
Yeah, seeing that it's not cool. This is real, and I don't think I'll ever go back to to what I used to do, the way that not with the same perspective. So I do help other clients in the healthcare world, including internationally, and I just have a completely different perspective now of how we approach treatment and understanding of options. So
it is very rewarding when you have somebody that you've told to use it and they use it and they come back and then they go through this seeming litany of, it did this, and this too, and it makes it great to get up every day and, and see what's going to happen next, so.
Yeah. Well, like I said, our vision here is to inspire hope in people that have lost hope in traditional medicine. And that is when you get that emotional response, because these people think that all is lost.
Yeah.
And suddenly they actually find real relief, and it's great. It's great.
That's great. Well, thank you for doing what you do. So we're going to end. Tell us what's the real buzz you'd like everybody to know about medical marijuana and CBD.
Well, first of all, I would really like people to open up their minds and understand that this is not the evil, toxic thing that was promoted to us by the people that are producing evil, toxic things. And like I said, there is hope out there, and there's always an alternative. When you think that there isn't, just take a look and take a chance. Take a chance, and you'll be amazed.
Yeah, learn about the endocannabinoid system, and then it all makes sense. You'll see it's not hocus pocus. There's a reason why it works. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can find more information about it all on our website as well.
Yeah, give that website, please.
www.greenroadswellness.com.
Okay, and we'll have that in the show notes as well. Thank you. And I know that you all are very helpful too, answering the phone, if somebody has a question or whatever. Hopefully get some other doctors signing up and giving letting the patients try try your product. So
yes,
help them.
On our website, and there's inquiry forms for physicians and for patients to fill out, and we will get back to you within 24 hours or less.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Robert. Very good to talk to you, and thank you for educating our listeners some more about CBD.
Thank you for the opportunity to do so, Susan.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Please go to www.getbeyondthebuzz.com. We have lots of information there to help you gain the knowledge you need to safely and effectively use medical marijuana and CBD. Listen, learn, share what you hear so people don't suffer needlessly. That's it for now. Until next time, this is Susan Cromer. May you be healthy and prosper.